So, folks, this is my first in-person interview in 10 months. And I'm
Yay!
thrilled. I am thrilled. It is with Team Family Man. I am such a big fan of the show. But can I just begin by giving you all a little grief? To leave us hanging like that for, I mean, what were you thinking? That light in your room, which went on when you were in that hotel room, haunted me more than the damn gas. Okay?
Every time I post anything on my social media, the first question what people ask me is, आपके और अरविंद के बीच में लोनावला में क्या हुआ था? क्या हुआ था? अरे यार, season 2. Wait for season 2. पता चलेगा.
Okay, let's talk about the women. You and him have these really nice scenes. I've just seen the first 2 episodes, and I feel like the fraying of the marriage is very real. It's the small hurts, you know. It's the little slides. How do you figure out the rhythms of those scenes as actors?
I think we just, once we come onto the set, we just go through it. And there were times when I did tell Raj sir and DK sir, both of them, that this is so realistic that, you know, I would probably say the same thing to my husband. I mean, probably we would fight the same way. I mean, and in fact, you know, my husband also said the same thing. I mean, after he saw season 1, and when he saw the fight sequence between Shrikant and Suchi, he said, this is so you and me, this is how you and me we fight, you know, this is how we do it. So I sort of maybe imbibe on what I can bring out from, you know, real life, not the fight portion, but that was just a joke, but you know, certain nuances, certain, what can I say, certain phrases maybe. So we rehearse a lot about, I mean, we go through the scene about maybe once or twice maximum. And so we just go about it, because I think right about now I'm used to how Manoj sir is. I'm still not 100% used to the way he is on set, but I can sort of pick up on what he sort of, you know, would probably say, Shrikant Tiwari would probably say. So, you know, I play on that. So he probably play on how I would react. I would play on how he would react and things like that. So I think it always helps to have a fabulous actor like Manoj sir when you're working with such scenes. So it's just very natural.
It flows.
It just flows.
And Samantha, you are the new entry in season 2, and I'm so intrigued by your character. First of all, can I just say I love the name of your talk show, Sam Jam. It's just fab. It's just fab. But tell me, what about her really intrigued you? And I saw the early action sequence, which is very kick-ass, and I'm sure was a lot of fun. But what about this woman really got you to say yes to this?
When the director calls me to narrate a script to me, I can almost always judge what I'm going to be offered. But this came as a complete surprise. And the last few years, the last 2 years or so, I have made a conscious decision to not sign anything unless I know that 2 to 3 days before shoot, I'm going to not be able to sleep. I should have sleepless nights. I should be so scared if I'm going to be able to pull this off or not. And at this point of time, such a character, I knew that not just 3 nights, I'm not going to be sleeping for a while, because especially when it's loosely inspired from real events, and it was the challenge that I was looking for. And I hope I did justice to it.
So did you find that you had to prep differently for this one, or what was the specific challenge?
Yes, it definitely was not something that I could just go to shoot unprepared for. I did do a lot of homework. I watched as much online as I could get on the matter, and I was also offered real life footage that I took too seriously and delved too deep into. I would argue with people who had a different point of view on the situation, and that's completely unlike myself. Like, I remember after a particular scene, like as soon as the director says cut, I snap out of it and I'm like completely normal and joking around. But there was this one scene.
She went to some kind of dark zone. Suman, who wrote with us and found this really nice documentary that she said she should watch, and I started watching it. I said, this is disturbing, so be careful. And then later we realized she shut herself for 3 days and watched it over and over. So now we are like, oh my God. She said, like, I'm in dark zone right now. So like, oh my God, what did you do? She said, I can't get over these images. So I said, okay, then second day of shooting, it was an intense sequence. She finished it. We were sitting outside. That's the last shot of that sequence. She came and sat down and watching this shot. As she said, it's good. I said, we got it. It's great, done. And she started crying. And so
She basically broke
she's
down
like,
after 2-3 days of this bottled up intensity.
then she ran off into the van, and then half hour later she comes up and says, oh, what's going on, guys? She's like, go yourself.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Thank you.